After 5 years of paying child support, I found out my ex-girlfriend's kid is not mine. I said, interesting. Then I sued her for fraud. Now she owes me $157,000. I, 32 male, have been paying child support for 5 years. Last month, I found out the kid isn't mine. Here's what happened and what I'm doing about it. Met Angela when we were both 24. Dated for about a year and a half. She got pregnant, told me it was mine. I wasn't ready to be a dad, but I stepped up. We tried to make it work for the baby, but broke up when she was 7 months pregnant. Too many fights, too much stress, but I was determined to be there for my kid. When Lily was born, I signed the birth certificate. No questions asked. Started paying $1,200 a month in child support. Got Lily every other weekend. Built a relationship with this kid. Taught her to ride a bike. Read her bedtime stories. Took her to dance classes. The whole thing. Fast forward to last month. My cousin Benjamin is getting married. At the bachelor party, his friend Steven, who I'd never met before, sees a photo of Lily on my phone, goes white as a ghost, says, "Dude, that looks exactly like my daughter." Turns out Steven hooked up with Angela around the same time we were dating. He shows me pics of his kid. The resemblance is uncanny. Same distinctive birthmark on the neck. Same unusual green eyes with the gold flecks. Same dimpled chin. Even the same way of scrunching up her nose when she laughs. I didn't blow up. I said, interesting. Kept drinking my beer. But inside, my whole world was crumbling. Went home that night and did the math. Angela and I had a rough patch and were on a break for about a month around the time Lily was conceived. She called me crying after 5 weeks, said she missed me, we got back together. 6 weeks later, she tells me she's pregnant. I didn't sleep that night. Kept staring at photos of Lily, trying to see myself in her. Never really thought about it before, but now I couldn't unsee it. She looked nothing like me. The next day, I called my lawyer buddy Adam. Asked him hypothetically what would happen if someone found out their kid wasn't theirs after years of child support. His answer made me sick. In most cases, you're stuck. But in our state, there's a paternity fraud law. If you can prove the mother knew there was a possibility and didn't disclose it, you can sue. Here's the tricky part. How do you get a DNA test when you only see the kid every other weekend and she's 5 years old? Can't exactly swab her cheek without raising questions. During my next weekend with Lily, I took her to an urgent care clinic. Told Angela she'd been complaining about a sore throat. At the clinic, I explained to the doctor privately that I needed a paternity test. Since I'm the legal father on the birth certificate and had her for my court-ordered visitation, they agreed to do a rapid DNA test, along with the strep test. Told Lily they needed to check if she had daddy's strong genes to fight off germs. She thought it was cool. Hardest 2 weeks of my life, waiting for results. Kept picking Lily up, playing with her, pretending everything was normal while dying inside. Results came back. 0% probability of paternity, not mine. 5 years of my life, a lie. I threw up. Then I called Adam. It's not hypothetical anymore. 5 years, $72,000 in child support, countless weekends, birthday parties, Christmas mornings, teaching her to swim, staying up when she had nightmares, all based on a lie. Adam hooked me up with a family lawyer who specializes in paternity fraud. We're suing for everything. In my state, this is actually illegal. She knew there was a possibility I wasn't the father and never said anything. Haven't confronted Angela yet. My lawyer says to wait until we file. But I did text her yesterday saying I can't pick up Lily this weekend due to a family emergency. First time I've ever canceled. The worst part? I still love that little girl. She did nothing wrong, but I need my money back, and I need justice. We'll update when I can. Update 1. Lot of people calling me heartless for walking away from Lily. Let me be clear, I'm not abandoning her. I'm seeking justice for being defrauded. There's a difference. Anyway, we filed the lawsuit last week. $72,000 in child support, plus interest, plus emotional damages. Served Angela the papers myself, because I wanted to see her face. She opened the door holding Lily's hand. Kid runs up to me, "Daddy, are you better from your emergency?" And I just stood there like a statue. Handed Angela the envelope. "What's this? You should probably read it." She opens it right there, starts reading. I watch her face go from confused to pale to angry in about 10 seconds. "Are you serious right now?" Dead serious. DNA test confirmed it. You knew there was a chance I wasn't the father. How dare you do this to us? To Lily? How did you go behind my back and test my daughter? I had her tested during my legal visitation time. I'm her legal father, remember? The same status that's been costing me $1,200 a month. You're insane. You can't just take a child for a DNA test without telling me. Actually, I can during my court-appointed time. Checked with my lawyer first. Lily starts crying because we're yelling. Angela sends her to her room. Soon as Lily's gone, the mask drops. You signed the birth certificate. You've been her dad for 5 years. You can't just walk away. Watch me. I want every penny back, plus interest, plus emotional damages. I don't have $72,000. You know I don't have that kind of money. Then you better figure it out. Maybe call Steven. Oh wait, you probably don't even have his number, do you? Her face went red. How do you know about Steven? Funny story. Met him at Benjamin's bachelor party. His kid looks exactly like my kid. Same birthmark and everything. What are the odds? She starts the crocodile tears. Steven was just a mistake. I thought it was yours. I really did. We were together more. Bull. We were on a break when you slept with him. You got back with me because I had a steady job and he was some random from a bar. You baby-trapped me. That's not true. I loved you. You loved my paycheck. $1,200 a month worth of love. I can't believe you did a DNA test behind my back. That's so violating. Violating? Violating. You made me raise another man's child for 5 years and I'm violating? She starts ugly crying. What am I supposed to tell Lily? She loves you. The truth, for once in your life. I turned to leave and she grabbed my arm. Jonathan, please, we can work this out. You don't have to do this. Yes, I do. See you in court. Drove home, blocked her number, blocked her on everything. My lawyer will handle all communication from here. But the storm was just beginning. Within hours, her sister Nicole was blowing up my phone from different numbers. Her mom left me a voicemail calling me a monster. Her best friend Pamela posted on Facebook about men who abandon their children. Didn't name me, but everyone knew. The entitlement, though. She really thought she could steal 5 years of my life and I'd just roll over because family. Nah. Update 2. So Angela went nuclear. Full scorched earth. Let me break down the insanity from the last 2 weeks. First, she called my mom. My mom. Fed her some sob story about how I'm abandoning my daughter over some stupid test. Mom calls me furious. Jonathan Michael Hayes, you better explain yourself right now. Mom, she's not my daughter. Angela lied. But you've been raising her for 5 years. That little girl calls you daddy. Based on a lie. Would you want me to keep paying for someone else's kid? That's not the point. You made a commitment to that child. Blood doesn't matter. It matters when I was defrauded out of $72,000. Money? You're doing this over money? And years of my life based on a lie. Yeah. Mom hung up on me. Haven't talked since. Dad texted me saying I need to man up and that he's disappointed. Cool. Then Angela's sister Nicole starts blowing up my social media. Posting on my Facebook wall about what a deadbeat I am. Commenting on every photo. Remember when you said you'd always be there for Lily? On a pic of us at the beach. Fake father on my profile pic. I had to make everything private. But wait, it gets better. Angela starts a GoFundMe. Single mother abandoned by daughter's father after 5 years. Raised $3,000 in 2 days before I could get my lawyer to send a cease and desist. The description was a masterpiece of manipulation. Talked about how Lily cries herself to sleep asking for daddy. How she had to quit her second job to deal with the emotional trauma. Not one mention of the DNA test or Steven. The comments were brutal. People calling me every name in the book. Someone even found my LinkedIn and messaged my boss. Then she shows up at my work. My work. With Lily. In the middle of the day. I'm in a meeting and the receptionist interrupts. Jonathan? Your daughter is here? I walk out and there's Angela in the lobby with Lily. Kid runs up to me in front of everyone. Daddy, Mommy said you're sick. Are you better now? Can we go to the park? My coworkers are all staring. Angela's standing there with this smug look. She just wanted to see her daddy. You haven't returned my calls about visitation. I pulled her aside. This is harassment. Leave now or I'm calling security. Really? You're gonna have your daughter thrown out? She's not my daughter. We've established this. You're interfering with my work. Blood doesn't make you a father. You changed her diapers, you taught her to ride a bike, under false pretenses. Leave. Now, Lily starts crying. Daddy, why are you mad at me? That broke me. But I couldn't break. I'm not mad at you, sweetheart. Daddy just has to work right now. Security ended up escorting them out. Now, I've got coworkers giving me side-eye. Karen from accounting actually said, I can't believe you'd abandon your child over genetics. Great. Yesterday, I get a call from my lawyer. Angela's filed a countersuit. She's claiming emotional distress, loss of income because she's too traumatized to work, and seeking continued child support because I established a parental role. She's also trying to get a restraining order claiming I'm harassing her. The audacity. My lawyer says not to worry. The DNA test is rock solid. The fraud case is strong, but now we're looking at a longer legal battle. Oh, and the best part? She finally told Steven he's the father. Dude blocked her immediately. His wife called Angela screaming. Apparently Steven never told his wife about his past indiscretions. So now his marriage is imploding, and Angela's getting blamed for that too. But instead of taking responsibility, she's doubling down on coming after me because I'm her only income source. Not my problem. She should have thought about that before committing fraud. Update 3: court date was yesterday. Grab some popcorn because this was wild. Angela shows up with her whole squad. Her mom, her sister Nicole, her best friend Pamela, and 2 cousins, all wearing matching t-shirts that say Team Lily, like this is some sporting event. I'm there with just my lawyer. Judge reviews the case, asks Angela if she knew there was a possibility I wasn't the father. Her lawyer tries to deflect. Your Honor, my client believed. I'm asking Miss Coleman directly. Did you know there was a possibility Mr. Hayes was not the biological father? Long pause. Angela's looking at her lawyer, her mom, anywhere but the judge. Miss Coleman? Yes. And did you inform Mr. Hayes of this possibility? No, but just answer the question. Did you inform him? No. Why not? Because I was scared. I was pregnant and alone, and Jonathan had a good job, and Steven was just some guy from a bar, and... So you made a deliberate choice to not disclose this information? I thought Jonathan was the father. We were together more. But you knew there was a possibility he wasn't? Yes. Her lawyer jumps in with some BS about how I willingly signed the birth certificate and established a parental bond. Brings up cases about non-biological fathers being required to pay support. Judge shuts him down. Those cases involve men who knowingly accepted a non-biological child or adopted. This is a case of fraud. Consent obtained through fraud is not valid consent. Then they bring up the countersuit. Angela actually starts fake crying, no actual tears, about how traumatized Lily is, how she keeps asking for daddy, how she's had to put her in therapy, how she's lost income because she's too distraught to work. Her mom stands up without permission. That man destroyed my granddaughter. She won't eat. She cries every night. Ma'am, sit down or I'll have you removed. Judge asks if I have anything to say. Your Honor, I sympathize with the child who is an innocent victim in this. However, I am also a victim. I was defrauded out of $72,000 and 5 years of my life. I made every decision based on false information deliberately withheld from me. Miss Coleman has harassed me at my workplace, started a fraudulent GoFundMe, and turned my own family against me with lies. She's made zero effort to contact the actual biological father for support because she knows I'm an easier target. This isn't about Lily, it's about money. It's always been about money. Angela's mom actually stands up again and yells, "You're gonna hell for this. That's your daughter." Judge threatens contempt. She sits down. Here's where it gets good. Judge rules in my favor. Full amount, $72,000 plus interest, calculated at 8% annually, another $20,000, plus $30,000 in emotional damages, plus my legal fees, $15,000. Total, $137,000. Angela starts screaming, "I don't have that kind of money. This will ruin me." What about Lily? Miss Coleman, you committed fraud. These are the consequences. You have 30 days to pay, or Mr. Hayes can begin asset seizure proceedings. But wait, there's more. Judge also dissolves any parental obligations I have. I'm officially not Lily's father in any legal sense. The restraining order request? Denied. The countersuit? Dismissed with prejudice. Angela's sister starts yelling about how the system is rigged against women. She's a single mother. He's destroying a child's life over money. Security has to escort them out. Angela's mom is yelling, "You'll burn in hell," as they're dragged away. In the parking lot, Pamela tries to approach me. My lawyer steps in, but I wave him off. "I hope you're happy," she says. "That little girl loves you, and I loved her, but her mother is a fraud and a liar. Direct your anger at her." "You're really going to make them homeless over this?" "I'm recouping money that was stolen from me. What Angela does is her problem." She spit at my feet and walked away. Classy. My lawyer says she has 30 days to pay, or we can start garnishing wages, seizing assets, putting liens on property. Angela works as a dental hygienist and makes decent money, but not $137,000 money. She owns a small condo, though. She'll probably have to sell it. Do I feel bad? No, she stole 5 years of my life. She played me for a fool. Final update. This is probably my last update. Things got even crazier, but it's finally over. After the court ruling, Angela went completely off the rails, started posting TikToks about deadbeat dads who abandon their kids. Got like 50K views before I could get it taken down. Comments were exactly what you'd expect. Death threats in my DMs, people finding my Instagram. Then Steven reached out, wanted to meet. I agreed, out of curiosity. Dude shows up looking rough, tells me Angela has been harassing him non-stop, showing up at his house, calling his wife. His marriage is hanging by a thread. I hooked up with her once. She said she was on birth control, never mentioned any pregnancy. We ended up talking for hours, comparing notes. Turns out she told him she was probably infertile too. Pattern of lies. But here's where Angela really messed up. She tried to hide assets, moved $8K to her sister's account, not the $30K she claimed to have. Tried to sell her car to her mom for $1. Sold her jewelry to Pamela for $20. My lawyer caught all of it. Judge was pissed. Added another $20,000 in penalties for contempt. Yesterday was the deadline. Angela's lawyer called trying to negotiate, offered 50Ks. My lawyer laughed. This morning, check hit my account. $157,000. Full amount plus the penalties. Apparently her parents took out a second mortgage on their house. I'm done. Moving to a new city next month. Fresh start. Already got a job lined up. Mom still isn't talking to me. That hurts. But I won't live a lie to make others comfortable. To those saying I should have stayed for Lily, every time I'd look at her, I'd see the betrayal. That's not healthy for anyone. Angela made her choices. Now she gets to live with them. I'm out. Peace.